Peter does a fantastic amount of work for Aotearoa Water Action, so one more round of applause if you could please for Peter Richardson. Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Aaron Campbell. I am a community board member for the Fendalton Waimari Harewood Community Board, and I was a little bit of a naughty boy. About 2 months ago, I was the deputy chairperson of the Fendalton Waimari Harewood Community Board, but I was demoted, so I'm now just a regular member, which is fine. Now, the reason why I was demoted wasn't because I had one too many savouries, it wasn't because I had one too many cakes at morning tea, and it wasn't because I done something salacious. The reason why I was demoted was because I asked a question. I asked a question at the City Council. That question was, why is the Christchurch City Council a member of Water New Zealand? Now, Water New Zealand, for those of you who don't know, is a trade organisation primarily. However, Water New Zealand has now merged, or it's kind of, yeah, it's changed. Water New Zealand is now a lobbying organisation. It's been lobbying the government for mandatory chlorination of water throughout New Zealand. It's lobbying the government for the aggregation of water services. And with that lobbying that Water New Zealand is doing, it is going to reduce the democratic accountability of the people that deliver water services to you. That sucks. So the reason I asked that question at Council was because I believe that accountability and democracy is really bloody important in today. So I asked that question in early September. 5 weeks later, the Christchurch City Council removed itself from the membership of Water New Zealand. And I was axed 2 weeks later. So what's the lesson from that? Ask questions. Ask questions to those who should answer those questions. That's accountability and that's democracy. So that brings me to why we're here today. For too long, democratic accountability has been absent at ECAN. With its government-appointed commissioners, next year we will finally return to a fully elected ECAN council. That couldn't come soon enough. The problem is, with that proposal, representation gives rural voters more say than urban voters. And that proposal has been accused by former Prime Minister Geoffrey Palmer as gerrymandering.
Got any more volume, mate? We can hardly hear you up the back here.
Okay.
Sorry, the volume doesn't get any louder, so just maybe come in a wee bit if you can.
Better on the table. Better on the table.
Okay, sorry.
So the proposal for representation at ECAN next year has been accused by former Prime Minister Geoffrey Palmer as being gerrymandering. The last thing that we need is more Jerry, especially in 2019. So today we want ECAN to hear our voices. The community deserves a right to have its say in all water consents of this scale. The consents for both Cloud Ocean and Rapaki natural resources should be fully publicly notified, and you should have your say. We know the water take from the Christchurch West Mountain aquifer is already fully allocated, and yet ECAN has flip-flopped on its decision-making around this. It originally said it was going to be a new consent, and then 3 weeks later it flipped around and said, no, it can just be just a change. We can just change the conditions of the current one. This is diabolical. ECAN's failed us, ECAN is failing Christchurch, and ECAN is failing Canterbury.
Yeah.
We know the 186 metre deep bore is at the same level as the Christchurch City Council water take. Population growth in that area is expected to grow 50% in the next couple of decades. And council staff have said that they have serious worries that this bore or this aquifer could be compromised and that parts of the city could become short of drinking water. And what about our residents that are in the rural fringe as well? I know I have residents in the Yorkhurst area that have serious concerns over the quality and the quantity of the water in their shallow bores. Water has value. For its corporates have an economic value on this, but for us, it's a social and a cultural value. We want to protect this for future generations. For 80% of New Zealanders, fresh water is the most important environmental issue. So what can we do for the future? We need these things. We need collaborative planning. We need to empower communities. I'll say that again. We need to empower communities. We need new ways of working. We need holistic solutions. We need to work with mana whenua. And we need, clearly, a new beginning. How do I know these things? It's on the ECAN website. Got it in the ECAN. I'll quote you. The community deserves the right to have its say in all water consents. No, that's me saying that. We have we wish. ECAN. We have adopted a collaborative, community-led approach to environmentally sustainable water management. Have we? No. Yeah, we need to do better. So ECAN, my question to you. So you talk the talk, but are you going to walk the walk? Thank you very much. My name's Aaron Campbell.